All right, morning. A little bit later than obviously than usual, but here we are. Live for a little bit. Let's continue our perfect start to the league so far. Won every game, including 2 Carabao Cup games. Got a big test up next against Leeds, who are also 4 for 4 in the league. So that'll be quite the game. Right, Inwards injured. Pure healed. Oh, I forgot we got a few held and we got Abbott on loan as well, didn't we? Tommy O'Reilly injured. Brandon Williams is back. Probably don't need 2 strikers on the bench, do we? Right. Morning, Zach. Thank you for the likes, mate. How are we? Right, let's see how we get on against Leeds then. Leeds. All football talk is banned. I agree, mate. I completely agree. I haven't actually been on Twitter or anything this morning. See if we've confirmed any deals to fix the team after an absolute shocking performance yesterday. Right, Leeds are also have won 4 games out of 4, so this is a top of the table clash, even if it is quite early on in the season. Can we continue our winning run? Not just a winning run, our perfect start. 4 played, 4 wins. Big game as well, this for us. That's got to be offside. Oh, no flag. Looks like we have taken the lead. Lovely stuff. Laser Jovanovic, what a player. Yo, Thebo, thank you for the likes, mate. Taking a nice early lead. Go on, then. Apparently, he wants the move. The last I read about it was that we'd rejected a £45 million offer for him, and they were going to come back in with another one, so we'll see what happens with that. But it looks like he wants the move. Oh, go on then. Louis Barry. What a goal that was. Getting lovely little turn and finish that. Laser Jovanovic involved again. Look at this. Whoa, see ya. Yeah, I agree as well. I agree. It's mad how quickly the fans go into absolute meltdown though and forget everything that you've done, the players have done for the last how many seasons. Even before Conser went, with Conser going, it was like, oh, he was an average defender until Emery took over anyway. It's like, hang on a second. I don't think that's how it works. Don't get me wrong. He improved under Emery like every player did, but can't all of a sudden start calling these players average just because they're deciding to leave the club. I saw a compilation of Ollie Watkins' misses doing the round yesterday, and I'm like, this guy's our club top, our record goal scorer for the club. What are we doing? Yeah, they're like so quick to turn, the fans, aren't they? Like we don't know any of the situation at all. I understand people are saying, "Oh, he's refused to play" or whatever, but I've not seen anything to. I don't think I've seen anything saying that he refused to play. And just we just know that he wasn't involved. And to be honest, yesterday's performance is not down to Ollie Watkins not playing. Don't get me wrong; it would have obviously been helpful to have him, and he might have actually scored the chance that what's his name missed at the start. If only you had a brilliant 40-year-old midfielder. I tell you what, that brilliant 40-year-old midfielder would have done a better job than João Gomez yesterday. Oh my God, what a debut he had. Could have been sent off twice, did get sent off once. Gonna miss the next 3 games, gonna leave us with short in midfield basically to play Arsenal on Monday night. Unbelievable, man. Um, who do you want to see up front for Villa? I don't know, to be honest. Strikers are such a difficult position these days because there's just not many good ones, is there? It's really difficult. Like, obviously, the talk is always around Nicholas Jackson, isn't it? While we've got Unai Emery in charge. So I can only imagine he's the one that they're going to be going for. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I do think what they want 60 million for Nicholas Jackson. I think that's way too much money. I don't think his price. I don't think his performances over the last 2 seasons deserve that sort of price tag. I do think he's a decent player. I do think he's a bit of a donkey, but let's be honest, Watkins hasn't. Although he scored a lot of goals for us, he's not the most clinical striker either. Irons, what's happening, mate? Wish I'd watched that game over City. You only needed to watch the first half, to be honest, mate. You know the best thing was with the Newcastle Liverpool game. See, when it was like 90 plus 5 or something, I turned it off and come and sat back at my desk, and I was like, "Oh, nothing's going to happen now. Anyway, game's basically out." Like I was expecting them to kick the ball and the whistle to be blown. Didn't realise till about 2 hours later that Liverpool had got a penalty and somehow got a draw. Unbelievable. What about that young lad? I don't know his name. What do you mean, Majo? He was injured. What? I thought Whistler had a really good game yesterday. What's his name as well? Alanga. He's rapid, isn't he? Holy moly! I thought it was. I thought it was definitely a pen. It looked a pen to me. What a win that was, by the way. Continuing our unbeaten streak at the top of the table. No, go on, go. What's happening, Baldilla? How we doing, mate? Saw Kirkes getting clowned for losing the race for him. I couldn't believe it. Mate, he got absolutely obliterated, didn't he, Kirkes? Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. I was hoping to have more information about this situation, but I haven't managed to get in touch with anyone yet, so I am still none the wiser. Salibridge lost to bottom of the league in the league below in the FA Cup prelims. Could be worse. At least focus on the on the league campaign, mate. Talking of Leeds, we've just signed their former player, 30-year-old Jack Harrison. Welcome to the club. Kirkus is no slouch like either. I don't think Kirkus is maybe quite as quick as people thought, but he got absolutely blasted by Elanga, didn't he? You've signed your twin. It's nothing like me. We've got Stoke now. Is this a Tuesday night, by the way? Oh no, it's a Wednesday. And it's at home. Oh, we have got our Rawley back though. And who do I take off the bench though? It's got a maybe it has to be O'Reilly actually. Fans and players clashing, fans clashing with other fans. It was great for a 5-hour trip. A 5-hour trip, you know. Jeez. Well, we'll just leave the same team, shall we? You reckon Alanga's fastest in the league? I don't know. I'm sure there's a few players that would like to challenge that. Is this season 1? No, this is season 3, mate. Got promoted to Championship season 1, lost in the playoff final of season 2, and we have just started season 3. Tactics. I'm just playing a 4-2-3-1 with attacking wing backs. Well, with actual wing backs. Horror badge from start. It's not great, is it? That badge. It's proper old school. Is that Xavi Simons? No, it's Javier Simons, mate. Javier. Quite funny if it was Xavi Simons. So lower down. Score was Villa, by the way. You know what the score was, Buldzilla. I'm not saying it for you. Love starting from National League, building to the Champions League with Yeovil Town. Yeovil Town. I don't even know what league they're in these days. Go on, Louis Barry. Ooh. Think it's pronounced Xavier Simons. The window's closed, mate. Window's just finished. I'd argue Villa's performance was worse than Spurs, mate. I enjoyed watching United and Spurs lose just for Villa to go and completely outdo the both of them. At least we haven't spent 400 million or whatever they've spent. Oh, well. Yeah, that is true. Did you make up any money over the weekend after that loss? Mate, Ross Barkley still playing Premier League football in the big 2026 is an issue. The fact that he started the game just about tells you everything you need to know about our current lack of squad depth. You won 36 back. Oh yeah, I got up to I think I won like 15 quid or something on the Newcastle game. I won a bit on the Villa game, and then I won a bit more on the Villa game. And I was just doing like little £2.50 bets. And when I went and checked, right, and there was like a pre-made ACCA that was on Bet365 when I went on last night, and it was like AC Milan, Atlanta, PSG, Porto, and somebody else to win. And I looked at about 10 o'clock, and the only team that had let me down was PSG. They'd drawn 2-2 with Rennes. Unbelievable. Porto was still playing. Everybody else had won. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you are joking. PSG drawing in the league. In that league, are you joking? Yeah, Woodvale, thank you for the for the follow, mate. Appreciate you. Yeah, I did. I did. So I also lost out on that one. Any save ideas for a newer player? 150 hours. Save idea? I'm sure you've got the basics down now, so it's probably time to start looking at doing like a lower league rebuild. Maybe try and take a team up from League One or League Two up to the Premier League, or something similar in obviously another country. Wendia up front, Barkley in the 10. Honestly, I don't like Wendia at the best of times. My Leicester, I've backed used to win twice now, which I think probably most people would have done. The fact that you've lost one and drawn the other is pretty poor. Just can't stick with them. Maybe do one where you jump about a bit then. Oh dear. Maybe start one where you start with a lower league team and just see how quickly you can get to a PSG, a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, or something like that. Maybe start with the goal of you're not taking the team to the top, you're taking yourself to the top. You're not like Wendia. No, I think he can be brilliant, as he showed last season, but he was probably brilliant for about 5 or 6 games of the whole season. Every player from that championship team needs to be sold apart from Page. No worries, mate. Bobby Deckard over Reed not doing the business for you, mate. Yo, David James. What a name. What a keeper. How were we losing to Stoke? At home as well, by the way. Right, let's ring in the subs. Kane Gessler-Hayden had been brilliant so far up until this point. You know what? I'm going to bring him on at left wing back. Four Arsenal defenders. Mate, I've started so badly in the fantasy league. Anyone who's new to the stream, by the way, if you want to join the fantasy league, the code is in the top right hand corner of the TikTok stream. If you want to join it and you're on Twitch or YouTube, it is Hooker. HOOKKR is the league code. Yeah, Joe Gomez had an absolute stinker, didn't he? Stoke brought the rain with them. It's about right for Stoke, isn't it? Greg's rejected you. Oh no. What was their excuse, mate? See if Jack Harrison can do anything on his debut for us. To be honest, when I looked last night and at the league, and I saw that like none of us had got particularly an amazing amount of points. FM24 is clear. Well, you go and enjoy FM24 then, mate. We're going to carry on playing FM26 over here, though. Go on then. Oh, Dolby with your 50p head. Over 10 million people, Captain Haaland this week, and he didn't. Did you see the chance that he missed though? Oh my god, he had a header on an absolute plate for him, and he spooned it wide. Sent an automated email. Rip. You know what's funny, right? With the United game, like Tielemans is getting all the slack because obviously he's a new signing. What's his name was absolute crap as well. Andre Santos. And Bruno did absolutely nothing the whole game. So like you're literally just pinning the blame on Tielemans. Granted, he didn't have a great debut, but my God, the rest of the neither did the rest of the team. Oh, we've hit the post. What's the league code again? I'm on 29 points. Is HOOKKR. I'll go into that Greg's a lot, so I'll see they employ and I'll put a bad review. Oh, get in. We've managed to equalise. How many games will you use the same tactic on FM? Until I get bored, really. Or until like I maybe start signing players that like until we start ending up with the team that doesn't really fit the formation. And we've done well, to get back to a draw at that. 2-0 down in 58 minutes. First points dropped of the season, though. Lamens was our best player. Could have been 2-0 before it was 1-0 and got lucky on the... I was going to say, they literally could have scored 2 before that. It was a good header and save from, what's his name? Ollie McBurney, weren't it? Yeah, that's it, Leicester. He's massively slow. United, though, they looked terrible. Like, it weren't just him. The whole team looked terrible. Luke Shaw, I think, must be the most frustrating left-back I've ever watched, by the way. He's so one-footed, and his crossing was absolute garbage on Saturday. We don't talk about the Villa match, mate. We don't talk about that. We were absolutely horrific. I was watching it thinking, you know what? Like, obviously, João Gomez didn't have a great game, but like realistically, in terms of the midfield, who else are you expecting to come into that? Because João Gomez is likely to still be that main starter for that left-hand side. The outlet ball is always that left side or McGinn, and McGinn did not have a good game either, to be honest. Yeah, Leeds did get a nice win away at Forest. Oh, I'll take him out. Swap these two over. How have we got a defender to put on the bench? No, but we got you. Right, maybe we start Dolby because this guy's only scored 2 in the cup. Garnacho didn't have a chance to do anything. He didn't bring him on until about 5 minutes left. I couldn't believe it. Right, we were 4-0 down, and he finally made some subs in like the 70th minute or something, and he brought on Tyrone Mings and Bogard. I'm like, he's literally just hoping to keep it at 4-0 at this point. And then he made a couple more subs like 10 minutes later, and he brought on Allison and... Oh, go on then. Yeah, Hemmings. I think Hemmings maybe played the full match in the end. I don't think so, but it's all lowercase anyway, mate. Do you think Leeds paid too much for Trafford? No. I think he's going to be England's future number 1. I think he's a really good goalkeeper. Hemmings did well again. He had a couple, maybe... He had one chance where he probably should have done better in terms of who he pulled it back to, and in that chance, he could have potentially actually gone himself. He looks decent. I did kind of, like, 4-0 down, I was excited for him to... Well, I was hoping he'd bring on the likes of Alisson and Garnacho to see if they were able to, like, just maybe create something out of nothing, just to give us something positive to take away from the game, but that didn't happen. I might have him in FPL whole season. The only problem is how many goals the lead's going to concede. I still think they'll do decent this season. I think they'll probably improve on last, but I don't see them finishing like top half of the table. There was one lad that was doing the rounds last week about him as well. And they were saying like, oh, it's a good job he's got football. And then there was obviously that one that did the rounds after the game yesterday as well, or Saturday as well. 1.25. Using my bench boost. You can't be using your bench boost already. Oof. Joe Corbin, thank you for the follow, mate. Welcome to the stream. We've got Arsenal next Monday night, mate, where Ezri Konsa is likely to make his debut for them. And you know what? I said this to my dad yesterday. You watch us actually go and beat Arsenal now. After that horrendous performance yesterday, watch us beat Arsenal next Monday. Third season. We got promoted in the first season, came second in the League One, got promoted to the Championship, came third in the Championship and lost in the playoff final, and now we are in season numero 3. Maybe Watkins and Arsenal stand as well. Nah, because he's going to be going to, if he goes, it's going to be to Al Hilal, isn't it? I think Liverpool are going to struggle again this season. They got battered on the break, didn't they, yesterday? Bought Contra FPL before Arsenal transfer. Forgot to switch him out. Yo, Jim, thank you for the follow, mate. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. He's not likely to play too much, is he? I mean, he will, but I'm not expecting him to start for Arsenal. I don't think anyone is, but I think I'd probably prefer, in terms of an attacking right back, I'd prefer Ben White over Contra as well. But oh well, he's made his decision and he's gone. So Martinelli's going in. Yeah, I saw that talk of Martinelli going to Al Hilal as well. Joe Pedro captain saved my week. Well, I've got a few Chelsea players that I need to save my week in the fantasy league. I've got Joe Pedro, Morgan Rogers, and Levi Colwill. I also made a balls up with I put Keane in at centre back for a defender because I thought he scores a lot of goals, doesn't he, for a defender? And Michael Keane. And now that what's his name's back, Jared Branthwaite, he's not playing, is he? So that was a bit of a balls up. Conser started centre back while Saliba was injured. I don't know. Mosquera played, didn't he, yesterday? And he's not exactly a bad player. 50 mil's a lot. I think 50 mil's pretty much standard, isn't it, these days? Who's telling me in Marmou's contract they can't sell him more than... It's 59 million, isn't it? If they sell Marmoush for more than 59 million, they have to pay like additional fees to Frankfurt. So they reckon that's why the deal for Savinho is so high. And then they'll get in. And that they'll... the Marmoush deal will probably be around 59 million. No, it's Louis Barry you're looking at, mate. We signed Louis Barry for 900k in the first season. We signed Kessler Hayden for $1 million. We've got Dan Gore on a free transfer. We've got Jovanovic on loan this season. Lazer Jovanovic from Stuttgart. Got Fjorheld on loan. We signed this Boras on a free. We signed Beadle on loan. No, it's sus is what it is. I understand the thinking behind it, but I'm pretty sure that's there's got to be against the rules somewhere to be screwing Frankfurt out of it. He's pretty bad. Like, I'm sure if that happens, they'll have something to say about it. Maybe if they treat this one as a singular charge, they might actually have it done in the next 10 years. Right, Ivanovic is not having a good game, though, is he? Louis Barry is, though. Yeah, I think he just didn't want it to get embarrassing. Like, it was already bad enough being 4-0 down at half time. I just think he wanted to. I think he wanted to keep the squad, keep the scoreline as it was, and maybe not throw anyone under the bus by making changes at half time. Can't be any rules. FA can't be any rules because FA can't determine City's evaluation of Slovenia. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty obvious though what they're doing, isn't it? So there will be something. There'll be something that happens if that goes through. Nah, I never watched the game because I was watching the Villa game, weren't I? So please don't concede now. Would it be crazy, say Villa 12th, 16th with this squad in Europe? Mate, do not judge us after one game. That's all I'll say. Remember, we didn't win a game for the first, I think, 5 games. Was it last season? And yes, the squad didn't look great yesterday, but we have still got players to come back. We've still got obviously we've got Manzambi who's not played. We didn't have an actual striker yesterday, so obviously that'll get wrapped up. And once if Ollie Watkins goes, we will replace him. And you would imagine they've got money to actually spend on a couple of players. So although yes, we didn't look great yesterday, and yes, the squad certainly looked like it was lacking, you can only imagine that they are going to boost that. Yeah, what's up, Atomic? I'm doing right, thanks, mate. How are you? Not looking forward to Majo coming back. He's going to tear teams apart. I am looking forward to him having a big breakout season. It's a shame that he's picked up that injury, so he missed the first game. I had Villa 11th in my pre-seasons. Really? Villa keep selling their best players. Yep. They're replacing them with players, though, who I think the wages was the big issue. Like, obviously, that SCR has been biting us in the arse for the last few years, and it's because of the wages. So I think that's why they're looking at obviously replacing a lot of these players with younger players who are not going to want as much in terms of their wages. And Grand started up a new side with Villa and just beat PSG 3-0 in the Super Cup. Go on, lad. 2012, we lost. 2012 season, we lost our first game of the season, went on to win the league, lost 1-0 to Everton. Villa take 3 injuries. The transfer window's not even closed though yet. Wait till you judge this squad once it's actually finished. Yeah, they have changed. But with all the sales that we've made and the players that we've moved on, so we've got a lot less in terms of wages, we're not going to be in that sort of position anyway. You finally figured out the tactics. I don't think Villa will ever finish that low down while Unai Emery's in charge. He's far too good of a manager. You can do one. Blues fan. Yo, Zach. Thank you for the follow, mate. There's obviously deals to be done yet. Deadline day is normal mayhem as it is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the who is constantly being linked with us as a replacement for Ollie Watkins. Is Nicholas Jackson. So I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to actually like do a deal with Chelsea though, because we've already done one until like I don't know after a certain amount of time. So I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I don't know if he necessarily. This is the thing that's like a lot of people are saying this about like they can see Emery walking, and I can totally understand that if with players leaving, but the squad he inherited is with all these players. Like this isn't a squad that he's built. So once like the likes of Ollie Watkins does go and then he replaces him, he's now getting to a point where the squad is 90% of what he built. So I understand from a Villa's perspective, obviously you're losing your best players, but it's not a squad that he built. I think if there were players that he bought in, obviously Rodgers was, but and we're not walking unless Carrick gets sacked. I can't understand why Watkins wants to go and play in gritty. So, well, you've just hit the nail on the head, though. He's 30 years old now. He's not going to get another. He's not going to get another contract offer like what he's getting right now from the Saudis. He's never going to get that opportunity for that amount of money again. Which is exactly why he probably wants to go, because he can go there for 3 or 4 years, earn an absolute wedge of money, and then come back and still maybe play for a season or two in the Premier League when he's 34. Maybe, obviously, for a lower end club, but still. Are you in the UK? I am, mate. You get better money playing in Champions League, etc., not Saudi League. Well, he's not going to get more money, more wages. His chance or his best way of earning the most wages is at a Saudi club. You ain't going to get offers of like 400, 500k a week at a club in Europe. What? I remember saying this though when Duran was at Villa. That guy's seriously got a ego. He's clearly got some sort of personality issue because he fell out with Emery a couple of times when he was at the Villa. He seemed to be a bit of a problem, and I mean the fact that he's had 5 clubs or something in about 3 seasons probably tells you everything you need to know. I mean, I was waking up watching us last 3 years, being pain, never missed a match. Yeah, that was a bit of a contrast to winning the Premier League, weren't it? To go from that to where you are now. Watkins will struggle to get into the England squad. Well, Ivan Toney didn't, did he? I think he's probably looked at that as well. By the way, he's probably looked at the fact that Ivan Toney got into the England squad in the summer from the Saudi League and thought, you know what? If it's not going to affect me actually being able to get into the England squad, then why not? Sky Sport, yeah, but whether Sky Sports doesn't show the Saudi League or not, that makes no difference to how much money that Ollie Watkins is going to earn from wages. Yeah, Duran's absolutely ruined his own career. Morning, MC. How we doing, mate? Yo, Jack, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Tony didn't play much at the World Cup. No, but no one's going to play behind. No one's going to play in front of in front of Harry Kane, are they? You think it's true he refused to play yesterday? I don't know. I'd be surprised if he was even fit to play, because I've not seen anything of him training with the Villa team. So I'd be surprised if he was even fit. Not necessarily like fit, but like he's not been involved with the team at all, from what I've seen. Is this make or break for Cole Palmer at Chelsea? I think is it make or break? I don't know. I'm expecting a good season from Cole Palmer, though. I think Like, he's not the sort of player that gives off the vibe that he was just having a good season or he was in good form. I think he's a really good player. I think he should do well this season. It's a sad way to leave after everything he's done. Yeah, I like as much as he wants to move. Fair enough, right? But continue to play. Don't just stop playing. Don't not be involved. Watkins refused to play against Brighton. Did he though? Because that people just randomly spout shit on the internet, whether they actually know the truth. It's easy to say that just because you weren't involved. You see, Mudrick's loan to Leeds, by the way. Are they actually going to make that happen? Because I know they'd apparently had a bid rejected for him, hadn't they, or something? Or I know there was talk of it. Watkins is on fire for me. Third goal in 2 games is a volley from Illing Jr. header. Going to be hard to replace that bloke. Illing Jr. Jeez. Got him playing. Score predictions tonight. 3-1 Chelsea. Just got back from a job interview. How did the interview go, mate? That's what I mean. Keep playing. If I was the team wanted him, I'd be like, no chance I want him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of what's, for God's sake, of what's going on in the background. Could you see Villa getting Grealish back? I'd love for him to come back. I just don't know I don't know whether Emery would bring him back, knowing that he prefers to play on the left side. When we've just signed Garnacho, and it would stop. Obviously, it would stop Hemming's development as well. I don't know whether he would. I'd love for him to come back though. Interview went okay. Fingers crossed for you, mate. City can't lose any more, lads. Oh, have you updated everything then? The fact that you've obviously got Garnacho and stuff. My question is Tammy Abraham injured? Not in the squad yesterday? Yeah, apparently he's injured. What's your thoughts on Goretzka to Villa? I can't understand why there's Villa fans turning their nose up at the signing of Leon Goretzka. I find it absolutely baffling. This geezer's been at Bayern Munich for years, and all of a sudden Villa fans think he's not good enough to play for us. Like, what are we doing? And then I've seen a couple of Bayern Munich accounts sort of suggesting that he's absolute rubbish, and I'm like, I don't see how that's possible. Database also being put in Leo Sauer because I know you might not agree with me, but I don't rate Buendia. Mate, I think Buendia is so he's far too inconsistent. Doing less to save season 2, just promoted the championship. Nice. I think a few other Prem clubs are after Jackson as well. What's going on with Villa going through a crazy downfall? One game is not a crazy downfall. Let's just chill our beans for a second. Goretzka is a fantastic signing. Couldn't believe it when I saw it. I think it'll be a great addition to the squad. And we've got rid of a lot of our older players as well, so it'll be some more good experience. Would you take Muniz at Villa from Fulham? No, I would not take Muniz. I don't think he's anywhere near good enough for the sort of level that we're trying to play at. You know, it's funny, right? We were 4-0 down yesterday. We could have been 3-0 up. We could have been 3-0 up before we conceded that first goal. None of your players want to play for you. I mean, none of your players is a bit of an exaggeration. Who's Villa main cam? Is there an injury on it? So we've we signed Manzambi, didn't we? Thought he'd play a bit deeper. Well, he did as well until we signed Joe Gomez. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how they do all fit in, but we don't need another striker. We need a proper right back. Not like Frimpong, mate. Yo, Con, thank you for the follow, mate. He's, his head must have been on another planet yesterday. To do that challenge when he should have already been sent off is absolutely baffling to me. Whether you're frustrated or not, that is absolutely baffling. The fact that we're about to lose this game, by the way. I haven't seen anything of Garnacho yet to even have an opinion on him. He's not really had a chance to even do anything. He only played for about 5 minutes yesterday. Nah, I wouldn't mind this like loaning Wanyeri, but McGinn as a cam, I don't think that's. I don't know. I like McGinn. He keeps proving people wrong, and he's so important to the squad. But he's such a weird player to fit into the team. He's a right winger who's been stuck at right back. He's definitely not a right winger because he's nowhere near good enough going forward. He's the epitome of a player who should play in a 5 back or a wing back as an actual wing back. Yo, HP, thank you for the follow, mate. I'm a Wolves fan. That's just what he does. Either best player on the pitch or just gets sent off. I know he was one for a bit of a. It was great for a yellow card bet, but to do that on your debut. You know what's funny? I was thinking when he got yellow cards and then made that other foul, I was like, oh, he probably should sub him at this point. But to then go and do what he did after it is absolutely bonkers. People saying players don't apply for you after one game. I think it's the fact that obviously Conte wanted to leave. Emmy's wanted to leave for 2 seasons now. And obviously it looks like Ollie Watkins wants to leave as well. But we should try and go for Zabani experience under Iraola and start next to Van Dijk. When Yeri leaves on a permanent, he won't go into that Arsenal squad at all. It's mad that they signed Madueke knowing that you had Wanyeri behind Saka. Loan apparently wants a permanent move. Who's in Championship in your save? Fulham, Leeds, Burnley, West Ham. And I think that's about it in terms of the teams that came down. Some of them went back up again last season. I don't mind Madueke. I think he gets overhated, but yeah, Wanyeri. If Wanyeri is as good as people are expecting him to be, I can't understand why you'd sign Madueke, or why you wouldn't have Wanyeri as the backup. No, I think Leicester are Premier League on this because this isn't an updated database. This still had Leicester in the Championship when I started it. They got promoted. This geezer is never going to train well, is he? He's just never going to train well. A couple of years I could see Ahmad going Villa. I don't mind Ahmad. I think he's a decent player. What was he not involved yesterday? Was he injured? Also, by the way, I'm not just saying this off the back of yesterday's performance, but I think Mbumo is such a average player. Not average. Average is harsh. But I really don't think he's as good as people make out. Sign Dele Alli? Absolutely not. I've done that before. Better striker than winger. I've watched him a few times for United and I just don't see, like, he could be great with the ball at his feet in front of goal. But as a winger, I just don't see it, man. Oh, we got Fulham up next. See if we lost our first game to frigging Wrexham, by the way. Yeah, I mean, if he keeps scoring goals, then I mean, he's paying it back, isn't he? Keeps doing the business. You can't moan at it, can you? Guys, if you are new to the stream, do me a favour and drop a subscribe over on my YouTube channel. That would be much appreciated. Yeah, thanks for following the Twitch, though, Lester. Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, currently doing the Deportivo series. We are just about to head into season number 10, the 10th and final season of the series. That'll be coming out at some point later on this week. But yeah, any subs to my YouTube are much appreciated. Leicester got relegated to League One and their owners have put the club up for sale. Now, when United, though, we lose to Ipswich, then beat City. The hilarious thing was, like, all the accounts all going like, "Oh, what a way to start the season! We'll absolutely smash Hull." I'm new to this FM and I don't know how to improve the estimated game speed. I would ignore the game speed because you can have like the best PC and it'll still tell you it's like 3-star or 2-star or some shite. Thank you for the follow, Corco. On paper, we had the best start to the season with the two promoted teams, but never doubt the new teams. I was thinking that last week when you put that bet on, mate. Fulham 4-2. Or is that your prediction for tonight, or is that your prediction for my game against Fulham in this? Versus you. Fulham to win or me to win? They were only offering me 150 after Arsenal game, you know. I mean, he could have took it. He'd have been 50 quid up. You think they're going to beat us? They have just gone top of the league, so I see Fulham going down IRL. I said that as well. That was my prediction. I could see them getting involved in a relegation battle. Right, he's done crap so far, isn't he? Louis Barry's been our best player. Oh no, he hasn't. Kane Kessler Hayden has. No, actually, Capaccio has. Start him instead of Ivanovic. I see Fulham getting in Europe. Yep. He certainly does. Never say Louis Barry has been your best player. Man, he's been decent for us this season. I told you he's going to have a resurgence for us. He's going to be unreal. He's going to be unreal for us this season. All teams above Fulham last year have Europe mostly. I genuinely think Fulham are going to fall off though. I don't see. I think their squad's just not good enough. I'm not a season ticket holder, Dan. Now, all to win the league next, mate. Gave him number 7 just to annoy you, mate. It's a 3D Stadium. How did you just download it, mate? 3D Stadium pack. It's only on PC, I think. You have to sort it out. Sorted out SI. Download the stadium mod pack. Is that João Carvalho? It is not João Carvalho. I think it is as João Carvalho, but it's a different João Carvalho. Can you update the game so all the teams are in the right league? I think there is database updates that you can download. Don't think they're necessarily official ones, but I think bottom three is Ipswich, Fulham, and Hull. You know what? It'll be an exciting season. It'll be interesting to see how everyone gets on. Who do you support? I'm an Aston Villa fan, mate. So not a good time to be talking football. And of course, he's just scored against me after I've just said I don't think he's good enough for the Villa. Ipswich almost stay up. Hull get relegated with like 6 games to go, and Fulham get relegated fairly easy too. We'll see. João Carvalho and Xavier Simon's rip-off. What's going on with Watkins? Apparently wants to go to Saudi to earn loads of money. Apparently. Well, he certainly looks like he wants to go. I think that's quite clear. In terms of him refusing to play. I don't know what the situation is, but Palace are in big trouble. Hate players who refuse to play, especially those who've been at the club for so long. Well, this is the thing, right? We're just assuming that he's refused to play. I mean, it probably looks likely that he's refused to play, the fact that he hasn't played. But Thiago missing Pendry in my FPL team this week. Hit the post as well, sent the keeper the wrong way. I was going to have a quick look actually to see if there's been any updates on the old tweeter. Fulham will finish above Villa. Absolutely not a chance, mate. Not a chance. Yeah, he's been sort of on the peripheral of the first team. He was mentioned a few times last season, with a lot of people hoping that he'd get more chances, and then he did pretty well in the Super Cup final, didn't he, against PSG? This Carvalho is not playing well for me. Well, to be honest, it doesn't look like anyone's playing well for me in this game. Fulham would be lucky to finish above Cov. I don't know. There's a lot, isn't that? There's a lot of talk about Cov being the one that stays up. I think mainly because they've actually spent a lot of money, but I didn't look at their squad and think, oh, they've got some really good players in there. Like, oh, get in. Tommy O'Reilly, my boy. I didn't look at their squad and think, like, you know, when Sunderland signed a lot of players last season, like, you knew a lot of the players that they'd signed, whereas I don't see that with Cov. But I don't know. We'll see how they get on, I suppose. Gonna do a cause bet tonight, I reckon. Believe me, I'm not just extremely low on Fulham. You know what? It's not a win, but it's not a loss either. I'll take a 1-1 draw against Fulham. Fulham get Conference League is my wild shout. It's certainly wild. I'll give you that, mate. I just don't think I think though their team is the sort of team you'd look at and go, yeah, like you'd look back at it in like 5 years' time and go, yeah, I can see why they got relegated. Can't believe Hull fans singing "Mauled by the Tigers" like they ain't getting relegated. Right, let them enjoy their time in the sun. Liverpool's top scorer in the league. Villa in advanced talk for Adonis, or whatever his name is. He's agreed personal terms, but there's no agreement on price yet. I've never heard of this guy. Has anyone heard of him? Has anyone signed him maybe on this game or anything? This is the guy that Villa are apparently replacing Konza with. I think that's Palace, not Fulham. Could be. They keep losing all their best players, don't they, Palace? That centre-back, I think, will help them sign Mendy on FM. Looked alright at World Cup, I think. Never heard of him. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of him either, to be honest. It's high hopes for Ecuador this World Cup. I must just not have paid attention to him or paid attention to Ecuador in the World Cup. We had Disassi though on loan, didn't we? I think you saw his capabilities then. He was okay. He did a job. He's definitely not a Konsa replacement. Great. Well, I've got both my fullbacks injured. That is just perfect, isn't it? We're gonna have to play Abbott as actually no, we got Fing, haven't we? We got this guy can play as a wing back, can't he? Right, we'll go Jovanovic back out on the right. We'll go Tom. Actually, no, we're going to leave him on the bench. Right, let's see how we go on this one. Sashi should have stayed with us. I miss him so much. He did all right for you last season, didn't he? I mean, besides the fact that you obviously got relegated, but... Yo, Jamie, thank you for the follow, mate. I think 3 new teams go down pretty comfortably. Be interested. Like I say, I'll be interested. I'm looking forward to a good season. Is Disassi at Villa? No, he's not, mate. I don't know where he is. We had him on loan, not last season, the season before, I think. Didn't we get him on loan in like the January or something? Never fall in love with a lone player? You mean like Marco Asensio? Right, what else? Have we posted anything else? Villa are interested in Marseille midfielder Quinton Timber. I think we should be all right on the midfielder front. And is he not just signed for Marseille in like January? Yo, Terry, thank you for the follow, mate. As a Liverpool fan, I was so excited for our game versus Newcastle, and my excitement was destroyed. At least you got a draw in the end. Why did you never buy him after that loan? Because he's not good enough. Vardy up top or Buendia? Mate, I'd take Vardy up top. I'd take a proper striker up top than Buendia. You might sign for Palace. Villa are still in negotiations for Taylor Hardwood-Bellis. The highest bid from Al Hilal for Ollie Watkins so far is thought to be around 34 million. I was hearing yesterday it was 45. Watkins has not trained with Villa's squad in recent days after making it clear his intentions to leave. Current R9 or Wendia? Current R9, mate. Hope Frimpong never starts again. I keep seeing that. It's quite funny. I mentioned last week about Xerxes. I said I quite liked him. I thought he'd been kind of unfairly treated at United. And then all of a sudden, there were links with us signing him. I wouldn't be mad at it, you know. I really wouldn't be mad at it. I think he's the only thing I'd say is he's very different type of striker to Ollie Watkins. I quite like Xerxes, but I think he gives me more of a like how Liverpool played with Bobby Firmino as like a false nine kind of striker. He gives me that sort of vibes. Frimpong is just a Dutch Dan James. I think Dan James has got more going forward than Frimpong. Nah, Wan-Bissaka wasn't involved yesterday. That's a thought actually. I completely forgot about him. I don't think we got the deal done quick enough for him to be involved. We're looking at around 34. I think we've got the money, mate. Have you not seen the sales that we've made this season? As a fullback, Dallo. As a wingback, Frimpong. I'd happily give you him for 40 mil, to be honest. I'd rather stick myself at right back and I haven't played football in 3 years. You're going to have to carry on playing, mate, I'm afraid. I don't have any options to change you. This Carvalho needs to step up, though. Where's Bradley? Is he injured again? Conor Bradley? That bloke's made of glass, isn't he? He's always injured. Of course, we've conceded an 87th minute equaliser. Went from looking up Mbappe in the Champions League to playing 4 games. Should I try and get Bowen to retire at the club in my FM save? I would. He always leaves, actually, on FM, doesn't he? Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, my God. What day do you reckon this season... What day do you reckon the season will finish? Like Thursday? Last week we finished on the Thursday. Although, it depends how long I stream. Because obviously, if I only stream for 2 hours, it's obviously going to take longer to get through a season. But depending on what happens today, oh my God, what a miss. Depending on what happens today will determine how... I hate the fact that people sell players the second they turn 30. That is exactly what I do. I mean, he's 32 and I got an offer from Real Madrid. I mean, realistically, that's that you ain't going to get another better offer than you are currently getting, are you? I can't believe we've just drawn that to frigging Derby, by the way. We are still top of the league with an identical record to Fulham. And we've got Burnley up next. Who do you reckon the first manager sacked is? I put my cash on Carrick. I mean, that is a lot of people's prediction, isn't it? The thing is, right, once you turn 30 or 31, your value starts going down, doesn't it? Which is why people start selling for... It's why you sell at that point. Isn't that Carvalho 30 next season? Pass. Cov start 01 and 9. You're expecting a good start from Cov then? Yeah, that Carvalho, he's one of our older players. Joe Carvalho, he's already 30, and he's done very well for us. 5 starts, 1 sub appearances, 6.5 average rating. Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming. Well, it was a toss up between Luca Dean, Morgan Rogers, and Emi Buendia, and 2 of those players have gone. So I've got to assume that it's just going to be Buendia. Yeah, could be if we can if we end up selling him. Just seeing Matson float one into Conta for a back post header in my save. Has Emi gone yet? No, he hasn't. I don't know how he must be like talking himself out of these moves, because there's all this talk that he wants to leave and he wanted to go to Juventus, and they've ended up getting Vicario, which has absolutely screwed him. But like, he must be asking for an absolute fortune in wages to be putting these teams off of him. 2-0 up against Brighton. Go on, lad. Um, let's get these back in amongst it. Oh, that Carvalho really needs to do well. Dolby's not really doing great either, is he? 5 goals, can't be too mad at it. We give Harrison another start just to please Buldzilla. Cheeky Manzambi assist too. Love to see it. He's very highly rated, isn't it, on FIFA on FC. I don't think Liverpool will get Barcola, to be fair, because we're offering for Minter now. Minter seems like the sort of player or the position that you should be favouring, rather than signing another left winger. I did an Unk save, minimum age 32. How did you get on with that? As soon as they win champs, I'm starting a new save. I'm in 5th season with West Ham. What are you going to do for your next one? FSG are not helping. I think Minter signing, if he's as good as people expect him to be, he could be a really good signing. Yeah, Rio just weren't involved, was he? Would you take Fleming from Burnley for Villa? No. Absolutely not. I don't know why, but instead of using good roles, I just play players on the preferred role, and it seems to work. Fair enough. Thinking about Walton and Hersham, my local. What tier are they in? Oh my word, what a strike that is. Manzambi playing as a channel midfielder in the 10, so I play him as a channel midfielder. Yeah. I don't even know. I know there's low chance though, or slow. They're low though, or slow. Do it, man. See if you can take them all the way up. It'll keep you busy for a while. No matter what team my striker scores max 15, but wingers get I think if you play like a 4-2-2 or a 4-2-4, depending on, I don't know. I don't understand how formation numbers are worked out, but if you play with like a 4-2-4, I've had like, actually saying that, my season that I'm currently doing with Deportivo, one of my strikers scored like 40 goals, and it was like the first time I've had someone score that many. This is my 3rd season, mate. I think striker scoring goals isn't depending on the striker. It's depending on the formation because the game and the formations are so heavily like the favourite ones are so heavily favoured towards wingers. It's like strikers just are more like a link up player rather than a goal scorer. It's I don't know. Oh my god, this guy's has scored 2 worlders against us. What are we doing? I think they do. Whether they actually do or not, I don't know. I will keep doing them though. They tend. I always do them, especially like at this point. That with the fact that we're 2-0 down. Sometimes they'll do not like it'll look like they'll do nothing, and sometimes it'll look like they work. So I don't know. Go on, Kesslade, and I need to see the form that he started the season with. Oh, I would usually fire up at this point, but I'm going to give them an encourage as to not completely destroy their confidence. And pray that we get a goal back. Go on then, square it. Should have squared it. Oh my god. Oh, good effort. Look at their squad, by the way. We beat these, didn't we? We beat these in the Carabao Cup. And it said the Carling Cup then, showing me age. If we concede a third, I might have to berate. I think it's the first time I've ever seen that. Someone just leaving the ball because they knew they were offside. Oh my god, Gore, what is that pass? That weren't even remotely close. What Shay Lacey score against us because he rejected us? Yeah, nice one. He rejected us in the summer and now scored against us. What a dick. Yeah, I've kind of shifted. Well, I've shifted my content away from FC. Although I do think I will start doing FC content when the new game's out. The problem I have is I can't consistently play FC all year round. I also spent way too much money on it, but in terms of my views on TikTok, they are obviously massively outperforming anything else that I've done on there. Even if those videos were from a number of years ago. I got bored on FC. The thing is, right, pack openings on FC, they're just like you've got to like even if you pulled something ridiculous these days, they don't even get numbers. Like it doesn't even get views because it's just you've gone from a time where like packing something unreal, like 10 years ago, packing a 90 rated player was like unreal. Now it could just be pretty average. It don't really mean much unless it's like a special promo card, and even then, it can basically mean nothing. I think it's just everything's just so watered down in terms of FC. Nothing's really important anymore. If that makes sense. Oh, what a strike, Jack Harrison for his first goal. He's give us a goal, a way back into it. It's a great strike. It's going to be like the longest replay in the world. Never had a better buzz on the FIFA pack blue card Miroslav Klose. No, I don't care who I pack. It's like the thing is that I've found with packs, right? I'm not joking when I tell you I've spent over 10 grand on packs on FIFA over the years. and probably some years nearly close to that in a single year. Right, this isn't a flex because it's such a waste of money. But I can tell you, even from the best players I've packed, like in those weeks of those promos, the card will stay in your team for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month at a push, at the absolute maximum, and then it's gone, and something else is better, and it's just an absolute waste of money. I think I can understand, like if I think in terms of spending money on packs, you might as well just buy real life cards because at least you'll be able to get some return on them if you wanted to sell them. How's your graphics so sharp? It's probably a 3D Stadium mod. 3D Stadium mod makes everything look much nicer. Uh, how long does one season take you to play? Probably about 10 to 12 hours, depending on what league I'm in or how far you go in each competition. How do you get FM mods? I don't understand it at all. You just download them. If you go to Google and type in sorted out SI, and then there's loads of like face packs, kit packs, stadium mods, everything's on there. You can basically just download it all for free. Get in, first goal for the club. And on everything that you download, everything when you go to download it, it'll tell you how to install the packs. So I'd start with maybe like a kit pack or something because the face packs and stuff and the face pack and the stadium mod will take a lot longer to download. There's a lot to them. They are quite big files, whereas the kit pack I don't think's anywhere near as much. Diesel, how we doing, mate? Guys, if you are new to the stream, I would much appreciate any subscriptions to the YouTube. Like I say, I am doing YouTube videos. I'm currently doing a series on Deportivo where we are rebuilding them, only using players above 6'2". So if that is something that you are interested in, please do me a favour and sub to the YouTube. What a chance that was to get us back level. Is the kit pack new kits and what was the site called? Sort It Out SI. All one word. I'm not sure if there's an updated one for this season yet. There might be. Probably should be, but when I got closer, it was on black and blue cards. Now they have added Evos to buy. There's just like I say, there's just so much. I love the idea of Evos, right? But I don't know if it's necessarily the way that they're doing it is necessarily the best way, because Evo in your favorite cards basically makes a lot of the promo cards completely irrelevant. But then if they make the Evos worse, it's almost pointless Evoing cards because they'll never be good enough to use. So I don't know. Something needs to change though. So Harvey Elliott's still at Villa. He isn't, mate. He's back at Liverpool. You play on PS? Yeah, unfortunately, you can't add those sorts of things on PlayStation and on console. They are just for PC. Perfect. First time watching you. I appreciate you dropping in, mate. Last year I grinded selling sweets in school to buy FM26. Grinded selling sweets. Mate, I'd struggle not to eat them all. Evo makes me able to use Celtic players, but it's just stupid having my header 93 rate. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like from a FIFA, from an EA perspective, it like they need to monetize Evos in terms of like that's why they're so expensive, because you'll pay in FIFA points to do an Evo. Because if you're Evoing your best players and you're only interested in using your best players, you're not going to spend the money on packs, are you? So, yeah, it's one of them. But then, like, for someone who doesn't want to spend money on the game, like I didn't last year, to actually evo your team only using coins is very difficult because there's just nowhere near enough of a way to bring enough coins in to do all of the evos. They need to get rid of evos. They've ruined the fun of packing promo cards. I completely disagree. I think the fun of packing promo cards is falling off because there is so many promos. There is so many promo cards. It's just so diluted with absolute crap. Like there's like most weeks, right? There's probably what between 20 and 40 new promo cards. And probably 5 to 10 of them are women that I have no interest in using in the game because they break the game. So it's like there's just so much rubbish in the game that I'm just not interested in using. It's just too much. Far too much. Yo, Herman, thank you for the follow, mate. This year, if I buy points, will be for a season progress. I do think these season passes are good, but I think some of them were pretty average. Like there needs to be some way of getting more coins back so you can actually like every season pass that you did on like Call of Duty or Fortnite or something. I'm pretty sure you were either able to get all of the coins back to buy the next one, or at least very much nearly, which is not the case with FIFA because you just never got the coins back. If you were to spend 500k on season pass, you were never getting anywhere near that back for with the packs and stuff that you returned, because nothing's worth anything on the game anymore. Gonna grind every objective card. I usually start out like that and then very quickly get bored. Is it FM 3D kits? I can't remember. I think I can't remember. It's 3D kits or the other one. I'm not sure. You'll have to read it. It'll tell you. I haven't played in months now. It's only good at the start when isn't full of OP players. FM over FC anyway. Boss had about 3 win players who were a joke and weren't that highly rated. But this is what I mean, right? You've had Claudia Pina, who was the most broken card for months and months and months at the start of this game, and like, it's simply because the women cards obviously react differently to the men's cards, don't they? And it almost makes some of the men's cards completely pointless. Yo, Igor, thank you for subbing to the YouTube, mate. Appreciate you. I just think women's Ultimate Team should be kept completely separate to the men's one, and I know that they won't because nobody will play otherwise. But I just think adding them has just you've also added hundreds, if not thousands, more players. So then that's made packs worse, pack weight worse. If you get an 83/10 before women were added to the game, you had a much higher chance of packing something better because there is so much 83 rated women in the game. It just made it completely crap. It made pack weight terrible. Promo was less interesting. I've got no interest in using Claudia Pina. It's just cheese. Absolute cheese. Exactly. The body types are so different. They react so different. It's just an absolute waste of time. I just found no interest in it. It's just... No, don't get me wrong, right? I'm not saying FIFA should be realistic because then you can obviously go down the route of, well, you shouldn't be able to use icons, shouldn't be able to use this and that, and promo cards basically are unrealistic and all that sort of stuff, which I totally understand, right? But there's a difference between using someone from the past who could have played against, say, like a Rooney, who could have played against current day's players, to using a women's who would absolutely get obliterated by the men's. I just think it's one of many reasons to why the game is getting worse and worse each year, and it's not completely down to that because I think FC26 started out as what could be a really good game, and then they just do what they always do, and updated it worse and worse and worse, and catered to the casuals of who couldn't defend and all that sort of crap. I just miss that FIFA 23, my favourite FIFA. I just think it started going downhill after about, FIFA 17? There was obviously a couple of good ones after that, but There's just too much stuff on it now. There's just far too much stuff. You should do a YouTube series on Ultimate Team titled using only fit women. But you know what's funny, right? If I did that, I'd get called all sorts by women. If a woman did that, only using fit blokes, totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah. All of a sudden, by the way, completely fallen off in this Football Manager League. FIFA 20 onwards, I lost the game. Glad I found FM. Otherwise, I'd be stuck on that terrible career mode. The thing is that'll keep FC going is the fact that there still isn't another good enough football game out there. I've tried goals and it is fun. It's a little bit arcadey, but it's all right. But I didn't want to play that game for hours and hours and hours. Like I played a few games and then it was like, okay, that's enough. Yo, Timmy, how we doing? Pina and Peugeot ran Weekend League for a few weeks. Pina's basically ran it for months. FIFA died when Castro gave one up on it. Mate, Castro was like the first streamer I ever watched. The GOAT. 100%. Most people don't like FM because it has advanced now, which I think is actually better. People just don't like change, do they? I can't believe we just lost another game. We were absolutely garbage in that. Any tips on how to get better at FM26? I think I'd say if anything, mate, tactics are so important, and keeping players' morale up, making sure there's not many issues within the squad are so important to a successful team. It is literally a lot of the time it is just a morale simulator. If you keep the morale high, you will do okay. But you also obviously need to have the tactics to match that, and it's learning what works for tactics, what makes tactics good, and it's not necessarily the formation, but more the instructions. Thank you for the follow though, Harv. Castro, Pieface, and 2Sync was prime FIFA. The kids these days will never understand. I've never really got into 2Sync. And I only occasionally watch Pieface. He kind of annoys me how he talks on camera. Like he just constantly sounds like he's shouting. Like it's just not what I like to listen to. But yeah, well, actually, thank you for the follow as well, mate. 424 4222 wide is king. Add Harry from Simon to that list. I never watched any of the Simon do their solo stuff. I got into streaming and watching streaming stuff. Even YouTube, I got into it way later than you probably would have expected for someone who is currently streaming. I literally didn't start watching. I didn't watch anyone stream until I watched Castro. This is what I mean. By the way, we're on a bad run, and look at all these trainings stinking. I didn't watch anyone until Castro in 2019. That was the first time I watched anyone stream, and then I got into Castro, and then in lockdown, I got into watching Nick Merckx and Call of Duty because obviously Warzone blew up massively. So I think my two goats in terms of streaming has always been Nick Merckx and Castro, but obviously Castro doesn't seem to stream anymore, unfortunately. And I've tried watching his podcast, but I find his co-host absolutely unbearable to listen to. I've put in my email and it's literally not sending me anything to my email. What have you put in your email for? You don't need to sign up or anything on Sorted Out SI. Everything's completely free. You don't need to sign up. I'm going to put Louis Barry through the middle. Actually, no. I'm going to get Tommy Aurelio start this. Caballo's not been good enough. And I'm going to put Barry out on the... Actually, no, we're going to start you as the right. Harry Esker is the FIFA goal. I actually I often see his I quite often see his stuff on TikTok. Him and was is it the hashtag house? I don't know. I see their stuff for quite a lot on TikTok. I do actually quite listen to some of that stuff. Yeah, look, I've kept Barry away from the starting 11, and how's the form going, mate? Terribly. Disassi to Palace. Here we go. Are you growing out the facial hair? I have literally just shaved it all back, mate. Trimmed the beard down so it didn't look like an 80s moustache. Trim the beard, trim the moustache. When I tried to download a mod, it said I need to make an account. I think I've made an account on one of the things, but it weren't on how to sort it out SI. No, this is standard, mate. This is just a standard one. Cheers, Jack Harrison, giving away a penalty early on. Yeah, he does good vlogs, playing on a portable Xbox in 20 different pubs for a weekend league. Yeah, I don't mind his stuff, to be fair. I don't mind his content. I don't think you need to sign up to sort out SI, though. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure I'm not ever... What is it you're trying to download? We was hoping to get promoted last season, but we got beat in the playoff final. He started scoring some goals again. You've noticed we've fallen off since since Dolby stopped scoring. Oh, Bolton doing my head in this game. Can never beat them. Who's your career mode with, or have you started with? That you end up keep playing Bolton. These new Spanish players that we brought in aren't exactly doing the wonders, are they? Or doing wonders. That striker we brought in was supposed to be a star man up front or something, and he's been pretty crap. Never mind Carvalho. Barnsley. Oh, ref, that's a pen. Check your win percentage. Oh my Christ. Talking of the Spanish players, missing penalties. Holy moly. I don't mean this offensively, but you really look like Todd Williams from Detroit become human. I don't even know what that is. What? How do I look like him? For one, I'm not bald. Robbie, do not ever say that ever again. You literally just put me alongside anyone who's got some sort of long hair. He's not bald. Well, I've just searched him, and you've got a bald black man appeared. So, American actor, unless it's somebody else. I don't even know what. Oh, hang on, maybe it's a different thing. I did. I put that next to it, but I think there's an actor called Todd Williams as well. I think I see you're on a bit though, because I'm seeing YouTube videos underneath it with that. I think get in. I don't know how you can say that, by the way. Don't even say that, because you're not the first person to have said that. John Aberzi. Literally just because I've got long hair. I don't mean this offensively. Have you seen the guy? He looks like the guy from friggin' what's his name? Looks like the big slob guy from Men in Black. Someone told me to draw Jesus a picture of you. Do you ever get it where you win a corner and there's no highlight for the corner? Yeah, quite often. Or you win a free kick and you're like, oh, here's a chance for us to get a winner or something, and then they don't show the free kick and you're like, yeah, sick. Are you a Baggies or Wolves fan by chance? I am not, mate. I'm an Aston Villa fan. Is that just because you're bald? Oh, go on then. What happened in that game? Was it Spain last night, by the way? Is it Trossard getting absolutely crap? I don't think it's Trossard. It keeps saying Trossard, but it doesn't look like Trossard. The goalkeeper went on a Madden and smacked someone in the face. Yo, Jamie, thank you for the follow, mate. If you were an animal, be penguin. Why? Trossard's yeah, because these keep saying Trossard getting knocked out, but it doesn't look like Trossard, and that doesn't look like a Besiktas kit, and I'm pretty sure that's La Liga. So unless it's somebody else called Trossard, and they're just kind of like baiting with the fact that he's called Trossard. Yo, Berg, thank you for the follow as well, mate. Welcome in, guys. Been loads of follows today. Appreciate all the follows, guys. What's your out position for possession formation and instructions, if you don't mind? I can't show you after this game, mate. I think it's basically the same, but it's just everything sort of pulled back. Goalkeeper, striker having another great game, as you can see. Also, what has happened to Kane Kessler-Hayden? He started off the season unbelievably, and now all of a sudden he's been average. Have you ever thought about doing an online save against like 20 of your viewers, like in the Prem? No, I haven't, mate. Honestly, I get asked that every single time I stream. It's mad how much you all love it, but I haven't. I think it's just, oh my god, he scored after I've just subbed him. I've just subbed him and he scored. It just, would you do one? Absolutely not, mate. It's too. Even doing it with one person, it's like you constantly relying on somebody being quick at the game. So if you're playing with somebody who's slower at the game than you, or takes longer, or does things more in depth, it's just too much time waste, like waiting around for another person. And I just haven't got time for that. To imagine doing that with 20 people, my god, you'd probably get through about 3 matches an episode, a stream. 20 people on one save sounds like an hour for one game. Yeah. It would be long. I know how long. Like, if I get a good transfer budget or I'm struggling to find someone to buy, I can spend ages on the transfer market. So if you're playing with somebody who's like pretty much sorted or doesn't really have much to spend, like one of you is going to be waiting for the other one. I know you can set it to force it to continue, but then they're still going to like rather than continuing every like a lot of the time, you just end up continuing until you get to the game, don't you? Whereas if you're playing like a lot of the time, you could end up waiting on somebody else. I just think it's too time consuming to be doing it. Personally, I think anyway. Can you choose a prem team to do for me on FM26 because I don't know what to do? Like a current prem team, like this season, or have you like with an updated database or from last season? You can set people to have 2 minutes before it seems, but you don't have time to do anything. Well, that's the thing. Like you can set it to force continue, but then if you are actually doing something for the one time that you actually are doing something, it then ends up forcing you to continue when you're in the middle of doing something. At least we got back to winning in that one. Like last season, I'd say go for Wolves, mate, because you start with an absolute wedge of money and you can try and keep them in the Premier League. I'm pretty sure you start with around about 80 million, so nice pot of cash for you to bring some players in. Right, tactics. Who was talking about tactics? This is my out of possession. So they stay the same. The fullbacks come back and the wingers come back, and then everything else stays the same. Hate doing other Prem teams, me. Feel like I'm cheating on my club. I don't know if I've done one. I know I ended up at Wolves, but I started at Pau FC in France, and I ended up going. I went to Wolves when they were in the Championship, and then I got them promoted, and then left. So I don't think I've necessarily really done many. Check win percentage. What for my career as a manager? 60%. You should try like a stream where it's like FM, but viewers choose what I do. Yeah, I like that. Right, I like the idea of that, but see when I get like 10 to 12 people in the TikTok stream, right, and I'm in a transfer window, I quite often will get people popping in and say, "Oh, look at so and so, look at so and so, have a look at this player, have a look at this player." I'm not joking you when I could spend an entire 4 hours on the transfer market if I just carried on looking at what people are suggesting. So, as much as I agree, it is great to have an input from viewers. Too much of an input can make it very difficult. It can also obviously slow things down massively. I could do something though where we end up like, I don't know. We basically we've got money. We need a right back. We pick 5 options and we do a poll, and whoever wins the poll is the one that we sign. Like I could do something like that eventually, but I think that would work. Depends how much money you've got. If you've got an absolute ton of money, you could be there quite a while. Was the new UI designed by ChatGPT? I don't think it's as bad as people make out. Don't get me wrong. I know it's not it's certainly not perfect, but I'll leave him in actually. I'll take them out. I'll swap the goalkeeper. Could you not do one-off streams too for like your YouTube? Um, what you mean? Just do like a one-off stream where we build a team? I don't know. I don't know how I'd do it. I always find with a lot of this stuff is actually figuring out how you'd actually do it is the difficult thing. I think it looks good but functions awfully. Yeah, I think it looks good, but a lot of the stuff is like too long-winded. How to get there? Do it so you can't sign players. Well, I've got my next idea for another YouTube series. I don't know whether to just do it as a one-off because I noticed my 2 best performing videos on YouTube is episode 1 of my Aberdeen season and episode 1 of my Deportivo series, which tells me that people like one-off videos. But you end up, I don't know, I almost think I think the content is better to have it. But this is just my opinion, right? In terms of the videos that I've made, I think having a full season in one episode is better content than having 10 seasons in an episode, because it's just like you end up skipping over so much. It's almost like none of this matches was important. These are the players we signed. This is how we did in the league. This is how we did in the cup. This is how we did in Europe. And then season 2. These are who signed. It's like so sort of, you just sort of graze over everything that actually went on in the season. But people don't like watching. Apparently, people don't like watching more than one episode of like the same thing, or they just, I don't know. They certainly don't perform well for me. Training, I don't touch training at all. The only thing I will touch with training is the coaches. Obviously, replacing the coaches for better ones and making sure I've got 5-star. Be like a Netflix series. Well, my I've got one more episode to do of the Deportivo series, where it's going to be like the 10th season, 10th episode, and then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to put it all together in one video. So it'll probably be like a 3 or 4 hour video, and then see how that does. Because I genuinely think that'll probably perform better than my season 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 videos. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not like getting big numbers on my YouTube at all. But the first few seasons, we're getting like over 100 views, or around about 100 views an episode. I posted a video on Friday. It's got 14 views. It's just, I don't know. It is doing terribly. I think people just like watching like a full, complete thing in one, rather than having to wait. People don't like having to wait for stuff, do they? The problem I've got is how do I make videos that is a full, complete thing of more than one season? That's one, not a ridiculously long video, and two, doesn't take a ridiculous amount of time to make. It's like you almost basically have to just simulate every season and just do that side of things. Although I did very much enjoy doing the episodic series for the Aberdeen save and doing like 7 or 8 games and like it ended up being 76 episodes for my Aberdeen series. And I definitely enjoyed that. Doing a video every day. I definitely prefer doing a video every day. But you're going to put off a lot of viewers who aren't going to just jump into it and start watching it when you're 5 seasons into a save. It's like TikTok, that, though sometimes you get like okay views, sometimes you get 200. I don't think I've had a single video on TikTok do well from Football Manager. I could literally post any crap pack opening on FIFA and it would do way better. Reckon we might go into the Premier? Hopefully. This is in the Carabao Cup though. Could be going quite far in this one. Do you see that Anthony Day guy? He just randomly popped up, did a few pack openings, and now he has so many followers. He's been going for ages because I've got a friend who watches him. His stuff just doesn't remotely interest me at all. But he's been going for quite a while. But he had, yeah, he has been. He had that photo, didn't he, in the new Liverpool kit that that kind of went. I think it pretty much went viral. because loads of people in the comments were taking the piss and doing different versions of it, and it really blew up. And I think that's like massively elevated him, because I saw he was he not doing something with Ginge last week? I'm like, it's like massively sort of boosted him up. I know he can't play there, but he's going there. So yeah, he's been going for quite a while. I think like you need that sort of thing to happen. You need something to sort of just pop up. Like I need one. If I do like a one-off video or something on YouTube, I just need it to do well. Just one video should just do well, and it'll just help everything else move along. I was hoping when I recreated the Simon charity match, that would be the video, but it just probably just did it at the wrong time. If I'd have done it around the time of the charity match, it might have actually done really well, but I think it just probably ended up taking too long with it, and it just didn't do as well as I was hoping. Yo, Toxic, thank you for the follow, mate. I'm doing all right, thanks. How are you? Well, the thing is, the massive thing for one of the big things for Ginge was he had someone clipping a lot of his. He had someone clipping bits of his stream, didn't he? Every time he's like something funny happened, or he said something funny or whatever, he had someone in his stream who clipped it and was posting it on TikTok. So he sort of had somebody else basically doing that side of things for him. I don't know what he was doing himself. Maybe he might have been doing it himself as well. But I've seen it some when he's talking about it, and he said basically one of his viewers basically just was constantly posting clips of him every time he streamed, constantly posting clips, and it just massively helped him blow up. You good? Good stuff, mate. All you need to do is post yourself doing something stupid and go viral, get mad hate comments. You know what? If I can't like bullshit people. Like, you know how people just you know when people are just rage baiting, just saying the most stupid football takes. I'm just like, I should really do that while I'm streaming and then just clip it up and post it and see what people say, just because you would get views, because it'd annoy people. Because people like I'm exactly in the same boat where, as much as I know it's rage bait, I will still comment and call you a twat. But I struggle to just bullshit. What season are you in? We're in season number 3, mate. Like a lot, I've got. This is, I think, the 11th stream since doing this save. Right, I've posted one clip from the stream on TikTok because nothing's like nothing sort of stands out to me as something that I should be posting on TikTok. And I'm sure there's probably bits that have been quite funny or something that's happened where you go, "Oh, you should make that into a TikTok." But I just never. I should probably go back and actually go back and see if there was anything that was quite funny and post it. But that's why I posted that clip the other day of me talking about contacts. I was like, this could annoy some people. This could bring some people in. Like, let's see what happens. I'll just post it. I need to be more proactive in doing that sort of thing. That Connor Coyle guy gets so much views just for reacting to horrible takes. I don't know who that is. I'm doing a Welsh team and I'm in 33, 34 season. A Welsh team? What team are you doing? When I was doing streams on my other account, I had some geezer posting videos on my lives. I think if you found someone constant versus rebuild. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yes. That's a good point. Where's my notepad? That is a good point, Leicester. I was writing everything down when I was doing the Villa save, but I feel like there was just way more. There was way more stuff happening in the Villa save than this one. Because like I could post us getting knocked out. I mean, I could post us getting knocked out of the playoff final when I said that I expected us to win, but like without the sort of like the context of what people have seen in the stream, it kind of feels a bit flat. I was doing when I lose a match, I have to do a forfeit, and you just clip every forfeit. Christ. Depending on who you were doing your save with, mate, you'd end up doing a hell of a lot of forfeits. Aberystwyth? Not the Aberystwyth. Yeah, that's true. That's true. What I need to do is just sit down and go through the lives, watch them in like 2 times speed to get through them, and just find bits that are funny or find bits that might rage people, or like me talking about Fulham earlier, how I expect them to get relegated or stuff like that sort of things. Just constantly post shite like that just to get interactions, just to get views. I just need to do it more. I just don't at all. Maybe it's something I just if there is something that you think I should post right in the stream, feel free to tell me and I'll make a note of it, just like you just mentioned with the Rodrigo Muniz, because it could be quite funny. I've definitely got a mate who's a Fulham fan who would certainly not agree. I see such shitty streamers, but then get so much views because they just do a load of giveaways. Mate, there's this guy that we used to watch back in the day. His name was Wheelie, and he ended up getting called out and basically cancelled in the end because he just used to do giveaways all the time of the most outrageous stuff. And like, to be fair, I had mates who did receive a couple of things from him, but I was supposed to win a copy of a FIFA, and then I had like a chance of winning like loads of FIFA points, and I ended up getting like nothing. I think I ended up getting nothing, or like 8 quid's worth or something in the end. But it was like he was just utter bullshit in the end, and he got called out for it on Twitter, and then all of a sudden it spiraled, and then he ended up basically getting cancelled. This was my first FM, and he's very good. I like it, and I did the Welsh League, so I live in Wales. GG's. I've got a friend who was doing one of the Welsh leagues. Actually, he was Holyhead Hotspur because he's got a friend that lives there, so we decided to do them, and we are conceded against the guy that I signed on the Deportivo save. Maybe even had a jump scare when someone follows you because of the timing's right. The problem is you get so many followers on TikTok. I would be getting jump scared. Look, there you go. Yo, Clement, thank you for the follow, mate. Kyle, I'm doing all right. Thanks. How are you doing? I was in really good form. We were unbeaten for 10 games. Then we started flopping hard. What can I do? Maybe hold a quick team meeting. Tell them they need to get better. If you've got squad dynamics issues, try and fix them. You should honestly just say a terrible take and post it. I'm just not good at making shit up. I don't want to be known as the sort of person who has terrible football takes. Yo, MBGK, thank you for the follow, mate. The Welsh League is hard to do when you get to the top because the New Saints have won it. Yeah, New Saints are just like, they're on another planet, aren't they, compared to everybody else? To be fair, maybe I do say some terrible football takes. I just don't think they're terrible because they're mine. GNS is so frustrating. Spent like 6 years in Wales doing a journeyman save, and I just couldn't do it. They're just so far ahead of everybody else, aren't they? Last 4 years on my save, I have won it, and TNS just won it. Nobody's worse than that Thogden takes. I've never watched him. I've never watched him. I'm going to go now, but if you're live later, I might join back in because I'm going to go play this game. I won't be live later, but I'm expecting to start a job tomorrow. So, if that is the case, because it's not confirmed yet, if that is the case, the streams will be moving until to the evening time. I would imagine as of tomorrow. So, if you are following on the TikTok, keep an eye on my story. I will post and keep you updated on there. But if that does happen, which I'm praying to God it does happen, the streams will likely be going to 5:30 p.m. UK time. So yeah, like I say, keep an eye out on the TikTok or on the YouTube because I've been posting. I'll keep it on the posts on YouTube as well. Better for you as well. I think it'll be better for everyone. It'll be better for the stream as well because I've got a lot of followers from when I used to stream FIFA that probably aren't around in the daytime. I've definitely got a couple of mates who will definitely be more interested in watching at night. Well, catch you later, Jamie. Appreciate you dropping in. Appreciate you staying in for quite so long as well. Hopefully I'll catch you again. I was hoping to speak to them, but my phone's currently broken. So I was hoping to get it sorted this morning, but I'll have to I'll give them the phone this afternoon and then I'll find out where things are at and then I will post on the old TikTok on my story. The amount of times I've got to mute your live for work purposes, evening time is defo better for me. Yeah, I think, well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's good but in the fact that I stream in the day because there's probably not a lot of people that do stream in the day. But at the same time, there's not a lot. There's a lot of people that aren't able to watch during the day. So, there you go, mate. Except being a squad player, happy days. Right, after 14 games, we have obviously dropped off a little bit. We are still up there though, just 4 points off Fulham, and the teams around us, you can see, are some of the bigger teams that have had obviously that Premier League money. Besides Portsmouth, no, mate. Oh man, I did one of them. If you go on my Twitch, there is a couple of clips from that, and it was hilarious of me like downing raw eggs and doing a cinnamon challenge and stuff, and it was hilarious, right? But I did a 24-hour, and let me tell you, that next morning when I was like getting closer and closer to the 24-hour, I was playing marbles on stream, and I literally fell asleep at my desk like multiple times. I could not, for the life of me, keep my eyes open. It was so bad. What was your favourite FM save? Probably my Aberdeen series that I did on YouTube. Super Sammy Plays on YouTube if you're not already subscribed. Probably my Aberdeen one. What about yourself? I'm still playing FM24. You're not the only one, mate. There's quite a few people that come in and tell me how they don't like this one and they prefer... What? What? Why am I getting Player of the Season award in November? I'm so confused. Why have I just? Why has that just come through? Don't get how both boys did it for a full week straight. I don't watch them, to be honest. I see some of their stuff on YouTube, but I don't watch them live. But I would imagine they sleep on stream and stuff. When I like, this is the thing, right? People don't do 24 hours properly these days. They'll sleep on stream and just put a camera on them. That's not a proper 24 hour. Proper 24 hour is actually staying up for the full 24 hour, in my opinion. If you're sleeping on the stream, like, yeah, the stream's live, but like, unless you're maybe doing something like what Kaisenat did, where your chat's able to wake you up and do stuff, I think it would be horrific. But oh, ball in the middle of our face. I woke up at like 8 in the morning and Ginger was sleeping. He had like 4,000 people watch him sleep. Yeah, it's pretty mad. It's pretty. You know what's mad? That the amount of people that will watch. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people will just leave it tabbed. So a lot of viewers will be just tabbed. But to still get that amount of viewers when you are literally sleeping is wild. I don't know. Like, what are people expecting to see? I am not, mate. Definitely not. Baldzilla was just asking me, and I was saying I did a 24-hour stream when I first moved. It was when I first moved back down here, and I was really trying to do streaming as like a full-time thing. And I did one, and we did. Mate, I did wax strips on the arms and the elbows and the armpits and everything. I did cinnamon challenge. I did, I did raw eggs. Oh my god. The cinnamon challenge, the cloud of smoke was hilarious. If you want to see those clips, they are on my Twitch somewhere. But I did that one, and I don't think I'd ever do it again. Or if I did do it again, I definitely wouldn't do it the same way that I did it, because I basically, I think I got up at my normal time, and then started after being awake for like 6 hours. When realistically, I should have just got up and started straight away. They're from years ago now. It was literally like 2 or 3 years ago that I did that. The actual clips of the stream are on TikTok or on Twitch. I think if I posted the clips now, it would be noticeably different, because I look very different. But I guess I could still post them. Could still post them and just put back when I did this 24-hour stream. Could post them. You'll be able to see. You'll be able to see. You know what? I'll do. I'll sort them out for like. I'll sort one of them out for later on, and I'll post it later. Because now that I've actually finished all the Aberdeen series on my TikTok. They'll literally finish posting them, I think, on Friday or Saturday. So I haven't got anything that's going to be going out until I start posting the Deportivo ones, and I kind of want to finish that before I start posting them on YouTube. On TikTok, sorry, so that they're still getting the views on YouTube. What team are you doing? Bolton at the moment, mate. Views. Well, that's true. They're not the current stuff I'm doing is not getting a lot of views anyway. So, who are you playing against? Oh, I'm playing against Southampton at the moment, mate. Oh yeah, of course, mate. You got to drag things out, and what I need to do actually is I need to clip up my Sidemen charity match recreation. I need to clip up that to try and drive some more traffic towards the full YouTube video. How much is FM26 on iPad? I have no idea, mate. You'll have to have a look on the Apple Store. Yeah, thank you for the rose, Thomas. How we doing? Appreciate that. I'd love to do a 24-hour stream, but I've never stayed awake for 24 hours in my life. Oh, I've definitely done it in my life multiple times, but doing it on a stream where you've got a camera on, you've got the lights on, you're constantly talking, you're constantly trying to be entertaining. Trust me, it takes it out of you. Yo, Lee, thank you for the follow, mate. Welcome to the stream. I am getting hungry now, by the way, and I've actually got to go in around about 20 minutes. Yo, Arsenal, thank you for the follow as well. Oh, we'll wait until this highlight's done before encouraging. Oh, go on, Dalby. Better luck involved in that one. If I blew up to a point where I didn't have to rely on an actual job, then absolutely. And you know what? If this was something the problem I've got at the moment is I'm currently having to I have to go out to pick up my brother from work. So streaming any longer than 2 or 3 hours during the week is impossible at the moment until he gets his license back. But like I say, I'm expecting to start a new job probably tomorrow. So if this was something that we'd have spoken about a while ago, or if I'd have been streaming consistently over the last few months, then it's something that maybe I could have actually done. But unfortunately, now is not going to be the time with, like I say, me expecting to start a new job tomorrow. Or hoping to, at least, anyway. I'm still keeping everything crossed. Thank you, mate. I'm in desperate need of a job. You know what? Even if the job, I don't know how long it's going to be for, because a lot of the time it's like, I'll come for 6 months or a year or something. So, well, I'll find out obviously once I speak to them, and even if this job's for 6 months or a year, the plan is, I think what I've basically learned over the last year of being out of work is that I don't ever want to rely on somebody else employing me. I want to be able to rely on myself. So, and what I've found is that I've really enjoyed, and I still really enjoy, making YouTube videos. Streaming, I have to do it in small doses, because if I do it too much, I get far too burnt out and fed up with it. It's so my plan is to continue streaming, continue making the YouTube videos while doing a proper job, to allow me to keep growing and hopefully get to a point where I can do it full time. Even if that is a bit of a wild dream and people will tell me that is never going to happen and I should just focus on an actual job. You know what? I disagree. I'm going to make it happen. And that is something I've learned over the last year. So, like I say, it is something I'm going to continue. And the fact that I'm actually going to be, like I say, potentially starting a job, that'll be the real test of it, because obviously I'm going to have nowhere near as much time to myself. So this will be the real test of whether I actually end up doing it or not. When United and Villa play each other, we should definitely link up and do a watch along one day, mate. You'll make what you mean, an IRL one, or you mean like a stream one? One that takes is one mental YouTube video. It's just getting that one thing to hit, isn't it? It's just that one thing to hit. I feel like gaming isn't as good IRL right now on Twitch and that. Yeah, it's. I think it got so big over over lockdown and COVID and stuff that it was never going to stay that big. It's just gradually fell off, isn't it? I'll probably be gone by the time you're back today, Toxic, but I'll be live tomorrow. Like I say, it'll be later on. It'll be probably evening time, but appreciate you dropping in. Is it okay to copy tactic from YouTube? He's absolutely okay, mate. It is absolutely okay to do that. You'll get more satisfaction if you can create one yourself, but if you're new to the game, don't feel like you have to. Don't feel like you have to come up with your own. It's easier said than done, though, but if you really want it, I think you will get it. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like I say, this will be the test now. If there was ever a test, this is it. If we come out of this in another 6 months' time, still streaming Monday to Friday, still making YouTube videos, even if they're not quite as often as I would like, well, that'll be the test, won't it? We'll leave this team. Bluish, how we doing, mate? How are we doing? I am so hungry. Right, we've got Pompey. Oh, what a view this is. Oh, even better view. Oh, hang on. We've got flags in the way on that side. Right, that'll do. Can actually see the game now. Problem I've got. I'm good, thank you, playing this Leeds in my career, so I'm bad at FM26. I'm so bad. Why are you so bad? Yeah, get your goggles out. Get the binoculars out, mate. The thing that's will be the biggest test is I always struggle to, like, I go through phases of like being really consistent with certain things, and over the last 2 or 3 months, I've been really consistent with doing some sort of working out, whether it's been running, whether it's been weight training or something, right? And I've lost a lot of weight. I lost a couple of stone. So this is going to be the time now. Is how do I stay consistent with a job, working out, and the content side of things, and the streaming, all at the same time. I'm going to have to figure out some sort of routine that makes it so I can maintain it, even if it's like working out on my lunch breaks and stuff. Oh, exactly. It can't just be as a hobby. It's got to be. It's got to be. You've got to look at it like a job. Tactics and recruitment. If you're struggling with tactics, I'd definitely recommend. And you're new to the game, I'd definitely recommend downloading some, or at least looking at what other people use for their tactics, and not necessarily the formation, but more so the player instructions, because the player instructions are so important. So if you are struggling with tactics, I'd definitely suggest maybe download a couple, maybe even just look at a couple, see what are the common things amongst them, see what instructions are the same across multiple tactics, and maybe try that. Recruitment, I think. It's just like, I think you'd struggle to be bad at. I think because everyone can look at a player and think he's not that good or he's good, and you've got scouts that can tell you whether someone's good or not. So it's a lot just dependent on how much money you've actually got, and I guess the bad side of whether you're good or bad at recruitment can depend on how far you can make money go, or if you've not got much money, if that makes sense. Are we getting beat by Pompey? Well, exactly. Exactly, Bulldilla. If you want it, you make it happen. Never looked at player instructions. We're doing okay. We got promoted in the first season to the championship, and then we got into the playoff final of the second season, but unfortunately lost in the final to Ipswich. Not that I was expecting to ever get there in the first, ever start up that high. And we started this season really well, but we seem to be fumbling the bag a little bit at the moment. Seem to have fallen off a little bit. In your head, Pompey, 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 Bay. We're 2-0 down. And it's not getting any better, is it? We have just not turned up to this one at all. Yeah, look at your team instructions, your player instructions. Well, maybe not so much player instructions, definitely team instructions. Team instructions is what I meant. I don't know why I said player instructions, but team instructions is what I meant. There is definitely a meta that works on this game, so if you can figure that out or see kind of what works, you'll definitely see an improvement. It's the roof. It's so close to the manager's technical box. Well, that was a crap game, weren't it? Although these are right. I think were these right below us in the table? Oh, they're still right below us in the table. We are falling off, aren't we? Considering we started the season so well, our form is all over the place. Look at this. All these wins, and then all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 games without a win. 2 wins, draw, win. I mean, beating Southampton was a good win. We've got Blackburn up next. Where are these? Blackburn are in 12th, so I mean, we are still. What we realised last season was no matter how much points we drop and how much we maybe falter in the league, we are not the only ones. Everyone seems to struggle, and nobody is. Nobody has run away with it. Well, they definitely didn't last season, and I'm not expecting to this season. Who have you got in the cup? I don't think it's been drawn yet, has it? I know we've got quarter final against Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so that should bring in a lot of money as well. Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe at Real Madrid. All the best. Vinicius Junior at City, Valverde at PSG, Saka at PSG. I remember seeing that one come through actually. Reece James at City, Upamecano at Madrid, Wharton at Liverpool, Bernardo at Real Madrid, Lukeba at Chelsea, Tielemans at Juventus, Phil Foden at Al Ittihad, Inacio at Real Madrid, Trincao at Juventus, and Denzel Dumfries at City, De Bruyne. No, that's it. That's it. The rest of it's the same. Saka's at PSG on my save too. Yeah, Saka always go to PSG, doesn't he? New Serbia star? Is that Jovanovic or like It is the Ivanovic, isn't it? Yeah. Where's the two options? Oh dear, I am Hank Marvin today. I have to wait till I get back from picking my brother up. Dan Gore seems to be progressing nicely for us. His stats are showing some nice improvements. His mentals are really getting getting very well rounded, aren't they? I wonder why he's maybe it's his wage. He's really not worth too much, is he? Considering he doesn't look too bad. Got good passing, good technique, good dribbling, good first touch. Not the most defensive. No worries, mate. I will not be too far behind you anyway. Like I say, keep your eyes on my TikTok story or on the YouTube posts, and I'll keep you updated on there with how it's going to be going forward. But yeah, like I say, I'm expecting it to end up being around 5:30 as the new stream time. Appreciate it, mate. I'm giving them a call when I get back, so it'll be about 2:30. So I should know then, and then I'll be able to keep yous or be able to update you all. So, oh, we'll throw Abbott in. Though he's not left-footed, is he? Maybe we throw Abbott in instead of Boris. Xavi Simon's in instead of Sheehan. Conway, we'll throw him back in at left back. We've got Go back. He can go in at right back. Can he get slide? It was 6 and 5, you know. Jack Harrison. Go in there. And we'll see how we get on. See if we can get another win. We're in the Champs final against City and I'm 1-0 down. How long's left? Streaming in the evening on TikTok, you'll get more trolls, but should pull in more viewers who are interested. Well, that's the thing. It's like the thing is, right, you can like, what is this view, by the way? There's two ends to it, isn't there? If you stream in the day, there's a lot less people streaming in the day, so you may be likely to pull a higher percentage of the people. Whereas if you're streaming at night, there's way more people available, but then there's also more streamers around as well. So it is what it is, I guess. 90 minutes on first. Oh, you're in the first 5. Plenty of time to return that round, then, mate. I'm a bit of a fan, don't mind Conte, left respectfully, but Watkins, what a snake. Had a family barbecue, knowing we had no strikers up top when we still pay his wages. Well, I don't know how up to speed or how sharp he is anyway. I think to call him a snake is, after what he's done for the club, I think he's harsh. I understand the frustration, especially the fact that we had no strikers this weekend, because I'm an Aston Villa fan as well, right? I understand it. I do think he should have made himself available and he should still be training with the squad until he leaves. I don't understand these downing tools or refusing to play if that is what he's done. But for God's sake, why are we playing so bad? Yeah, it will be, to be fair. Hopefully, the thing that was worrying me was whether like a lot of the people who come in the day wouldn't be able to come in the night because obviously that is not it's not what I want to happen. But unfortunately, it's going to have to be how it changes. But I think Martinez has disrespected us more, whether he's training with the first team or not. If he's training with the first team, why didn't he play yesterday? Why didn't he play? Because Bizot is not good enough to be a starting goalkeeper in the Premier League. I also don't understand why Suzuki didn't play because he was on the bench. I've never seen a player pull out of so many games as well as he did last season. Martinez, he pulled out. Did you know he pulled out of the first team? He pulled out of the team in the warm up 4 times last season. Emi Martinez. I've never heard of a player doing that more than once. Never mind 4 times in a season. I'm now winning 2-1. Hey, GG's man. Get that dub. Get the trophy. Marco Bizot. 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 I think we need to seriously. I don't think they'll panic, but I seriously think we need to get a move on. We're getting new players in this week. If Watkins is gonna go, if Emmy's gonna what a strike. If Emmy's gonna go, Collins has already gone. We need to replace him. We need to get that Goretzka deal done. We need to have a lot more options available for us by the time we play Arsenal next Monday. Okay, Haaland is a lot more injured. Hey, mate, you can only beat what's in front of you. Get in. Louis Barry. Yo, Jay Bradley, thank you for the sub on the old YouTube. I love that. Simons should have 20 finishing and long shot. Mate, his long shots are ridiculous, aren't they? He loves a screamer. We've not seen too many of them over the last season or so. That first season, and actually even the second season in the Championship, he was scoring so many screamers. I wonder if it's like that left because I'm playing him on the right as the actual DM rather than the box to box playmaker. If he was playing that box to box playmaker where Dan Gore is, he'd maybe be scoring a lot more. Trying to think of another striker option that we could potentially go for, though that isn't Nicholas Jackson, because we just don't see any you don't see any like big strikers these days. I think Majo needs to be in around the first team this season. And all right, Tammy Abraham, I think he's more than good enough to play for us. Xerxes, yeah, we were speaking about Xerxes earlier with Boltzilla and that because he's been linked, hasn't he? I like Xerxes as well. I think he's a good player, but he's a very different type of striker to what Ollie Watkins is. Goretzka's a good signing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully that one gets done. Because I was expecting more to be done on that over yesterday and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Xerxes isn't an out number 9, is he? He's more of a like I was saying earlier. He gives me vibes of what Bobby Firmino was for Liverpool. Like he'll play up front, but he's more of like the link up man. I do like him though. Please be onside. We need him to continue his great. Oh, he's offside. Of course it is. Of course it is. My stomach is making all sorts of noises. Hopefully, we see a bit more movement on the transfer front today, though, because I'm sure after yesterday's performance, that would have maybe given a little shake to the higher ups at the club. That was a good win as well. That was. Puts us back up to third, 5 points behind Fulham. Well, we'll give the squad a rest before we play the Hull City Tigers. However, that is going to be the last game of today's stream. I need to go, and like I say, the stream times are likely to be changing from tomorrow. So I will keep you updated. If you're watching on YouTube, I will post on YouTube. So keep an eye on for that. If you've got notifications turned on, you should get a notification through when I post. If you are on TikTok, I will be posting on my story on TikTok. So keep your eye out for that. But it is likely that the stream time will be 5:30 going forwards as of tomorrow. Appreciate all the follows today, though. Yeah, you'll be getting mauled by the the Tigers will be getting mauled by us in the next one. But yeah, like I say, appreciate all the follows, all the new subs on YouTube as well. If you want something to watch when I'm not live, go and please do watch my latest Deportivo video because it is absolutely stinking with the views so far. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Much love, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.